This video contains super awesome content, not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesome.
Alright, welcome to my Druid build. We start off with Restoration. If you want to skip and move to Balance, is at 308, and Feral is at 613, and enjoy, people. Alright, WoW Classic Best Restoration Druid build. PvP, PvE. Kick-ass build. We're only taking 5 points in Balance for Nature's Grasp. And the other one is for Improved Nature's Grasp. You know, when you get hit or somebody hits you or whatever, you know what I mean? So you get entangled by roots, yes, it does suck. So that's why we're taking it. Alright? Anyways, everything else focuses on Restoration. Alright, we're starting off with Improved Mark of Wild. We're taking all 5. Moving down, Improved Healing, all 5. And moving over to Nature's Focus, all 5. Gives you a 70% chance to avoid interruption caused by damage while casting the Healing Touch. So that's a must. Moving on down to Reflection, allows 15% of your mana regeneration. So you got to have mana regeneration. That is a must too. Insect Swarm, nothing like getting ate up by a bunch of bugs, right? So you want 1 of 1 in there. Moving on, Subtlety, rank 5 of 5, reduce the threat generated of your healing spells by 20%. Moving down, Tranquil Spirit, reduce the mana cost of your healing touch and tranquility spells by 10%. Moving over to Improved Regeneration, Rejuvenation, increase the effect of your rejuvenation spells by 15%, which is pretty huge. Moving over to Nature Swiftness, when activated, your next nature spell becomes an instant cast spell. So that's always huge too, especially like a huge healing touch. You know what I mean? Anyways, Gift of Nature 5 of 5, then Improved Tranquility, reduce the threat caused by tranquility by 100%. Alright. And next, Improved Regrowth 5 of 5, increase the critical effect chance of your regrowth spells by 50%. Nothing like getting them big crits when you're getting healed, you know what I mean? And last but not least, you got to have Swift Med, consumes a rejuvenation or a regrowth effect on a friendly target to an instant heal them in an amount equal to 12 seconds of rejuvenation or 18 seconds of regrowth. Alright, that pretty much wraps it up for the best Restoration Druid build. Alright. Okay, and your strengths, good for both PvP, PvE. Strength, good stealth class. Strengths, lots of mobility. And strength, real strong healing spec. The only real weaknesses is just mana. I mean, you're always looking to try to get some mana, you know what I mean? But other than that, pretty solid. Alright, moving on. Alright, Balance Druid build. This is a PvE build, okay? Keeping in mind that this is for busting out them dungeons and raids and doing that big dick deep damage. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Anyways, and with the amount of mana that is consumed, we're keeping that in mind on this build also. Alright. And we're taking 10 points in the Restoration tree for healing. Okay? So we're going to start off over there in Restoration. We're going to take 5 of 5, Improved Mark of Wild, increase the effects of your Mark of Wild, and the Gift of the Wild spells by 35%. And we're going to take Improved Healing Touch, all 5, reduce the cast time of your Healing Touch spells by 0.5 seconds. Alright, so that's all we're taking. Everything else is balance. Okay, Improved Wrath, reduce the cast time of your Wrath spells. No brainer, take all 5. Alright, like I said, PvE, no PvP. Not for a balanced Druid. Not in WoW Classic, in my opinion, anyways. But, whatever. Okay. Improved Moonfire. Increase the damage of critical strike chance of Moonfire spells by 10%. So you want 5 in there. Then you're going to move over to Nature's Shapeshifter. Reduce the mana cost of Shape-Shifting by 30%. Then we're going to go down to Improved Thorns. Increase damage caused by your Thorn spells by 75%. Then we're going over to Nature's Reach. Increase the range of your Wrath, Entangling Roots, Fairy Fire, Moonfire, Starfire, and Hurricane spells by 20%. Then we're going down to increase the critical strike chance bonus of your Starfire, Moonfire, Wrath spells by 100% Vengeance. Okay? Then we're going to improve Starfire, reduce the cast time of Starfire by 5 seconds of 0.5 sec, and has a 15% chance to stun the target for 3 seconds, which that's pretty nice. Alright, Nature's Grace, 1 of 1. All spells criticals grace you with a blessing of nature, reducing the casting time of your next spell by 0.5 seconds. And Moonglow, rank 3 of 3. Reduce the mana cost of your Moonfire, Starfire, Wrath, which that's what I was talking about. We got to get the mana cost down. That's a must. Alright. Increase the damage done by your Starfire, Moonfire, and Wrath spells by 10%. Moon Fury. And last but not least, Moonkin form. Transform the Druid into a Moonkin form. Alright. So that's pretty much wraps it up for the balanced Druid. Like I said, PvE build, okay? So that pretty much wraps that up. And moving on. Alright. The Feral Druid. WoW Classic Feral Druid Talent build. Alright. Great leveling build. Super great to level. Okay. Also can be used for PvP battlegrounds. We suggest that players use if they plan to do a lot of PvP, and mostly because of 3 factors: easy leveling, solid PvP spec, and has low gear dependence. Okay. This makes Combat Feral, in my opinion, a good starter Druid spec for any player new to the class. Alright. Strengths. Easy 1 to 60 leveling. Strength can self-heal. Strength stealth class. Strength easy solo leveling class. Strength solid PvP spec. Strength low gear dependence, and the only weakness is mana hungry spells on some of the spells. Other than that, solid leveling PvP spec for the Druid. Alright? You're gonna like this spec, believe me. It's a really good spec. Alright, let's go over them real quick. We're gonna start with the balance tree. We're taking Nature's Grass, and we're gonna do the improved Nature's Grass. That's a must. Nothing like rooting them bad people that is attacking you. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to move down to Nature's Weapons. Increase the damage you deal with physical attacks in all forms by 10%. Okay, all 5. Then we're going over to Nature's Shapeshifter. Reduce the mana cost of shape-shifting by 30%. So shape-shifting in and out. So that's huge. It's not going to burn through a bunch of mana. Then we're going to put the Omen of Clarity. Imbues the Druid with nature's energy. Each of the Druid's melee attacks has a chance of causing the caster to enter a clear casting state. The clear cast state reduces the mana, rage, or energy cost. So that's huge to have that reduced energy cost. Okay, so that's why we're taking 14 points into the balanced tree. Okay, then we're going to go over to the feral tree. Ferocity. 5/5. Reduce the cost of your maul, swipe, claw, and rake abilities by 5 rage or energy. Okay, or 5 of them. Then we're going down to Thick Hide. Increase your armor contribution from items by 10%. Okay, nothing like having thick fur on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Fairline Swiftness. Increase your movement speed by 30% while outdoor in cat form, and increase your chance to dodge while in cat form by 4%. So taking 2 and 2. Feral Charge causes you to charge an enemy, immobilizing and interrupting any spell being cast for 4 seconds. That's pretty huge, 4 seconds. Wow. Sharpened Claws. Increase the critical strike chance while in bear, dire bear, or cat form by 6, taking 3 in that. Improve Shred. Reduce the energy cost of your shred abilities by 12. Then we're moving over to Predatory Strikes. Increase your melee attack power in cat, bear, and dire bear forms by 150% of your level. Then we're moving over to Blood Frenzy. 2 of 2. Your critical strike form, cat form abilities that add combo points have a 100% chance to add an additional combo point. Then we're moving down to Savage Fury. 2 of 2. Increase the damage caused by your claw, rake, maul, and swipe abilities by 20%. Then we're going over to Fairy Fire. Decrease the armor of the target by 175 for 40 seconds. While affected, the target cannot stealth or turn invisible. Yeah, that sucks when you're a rogue and they put that on you and you can't get the shit off of you. And 40 seconds, man, that is a freaking long time. You know what I mean? Wow. Heart of Wild. Increase your intellect by 20%. In addition, while in bear and dire bear form, your stamina is increased by 20%. And while in cat form, your strength is increased by 20%. All right. So that's pretty huge when you're getting whipped on. You can whip in the bear real quick and increase your stamina by 20%. You know what I'm saying? All right, leader of the pack, 1 of 1. While in cat, bear, or dire bear form, the leader of the pack increases range and melee critical chance of all party members within 45 yards by 3%. Pretty huge. All right, last but not least, the only thing we're doing in Restoration Druid is we're taking Furor. Taking all 5 points gives you a 100% chance to gain 10 rage when you shapeshift into bear, dire bear form, or 40 energy when you shapeshift into cat form. And that pretty much sums it up for the Feral Druid build. Alright. So, I'm sure you're going to like this build. Great leveling build. Great PvP starter build. So, check it out. Alright, moving on.